Welcome everybody to the new show that we're going to be filming every day, where we interview everyday trenchers that are just trying to make it here in the trenches with us. Today's very special because it's our first ever episode. Today we're interviewing a good member of the community. His name's Brett. We're going to talk to him a little bit about how the trenches have been treating him. So, good morning, man. Hope you're doing good today. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing good. Well, a little down today, but it happens in the trenches,
Yeah, you down a little bit today? How much are you down today?
I think I'm down 11.2 sold today.
You know what? I think we're down about the same. I think we're down about the same today, so don't worry.
Which is crazy. It's crazy because the volume's been good though. I've just been, I've had a good couple weeks and I've just been doing what you're not supposed to do.
The FOMO, right?
Last
FOMO.
I really don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I was right there with you. I think a lot of PvP bought the wrong one, bought too late, sold at the bottom, didn't have conviction, rinsed myself at 12 soul, but it is what it is. That's just how the game is. We're gonna make it back. We always do. So yeah, man, just wanted to start it off. How did you start trading? Like, how did you end up doing this, man? Like, what was the catalyst for you?
Yeah, man, I've been in crypto since the last bull run, about 2020, 2021, but it was more long-term plays. Like I would just throw money in and kind of hope for 1,000x, just like everybody's dream to become a millionaire overnight. And I did that for a while, made some good profit. I got into day trading though, or I guess, trenching about 4 months ago. And I just kept seeing videos, and then I came across Orange's video on YouTube and I started watching that. And then I came across, your videos, and then, from Orange's, and then I just got hooked immediately. I'm like, dude, these dudes are making 50 grand in an hour. I mean, obviously that's a really good day, but I definitely had high expectations, and knew I could do it. I quit everything I was doing, started to just do this full time, and yeah, man, I haven't looked back since. I mean, some days I want to.
Was that timeline that you'd say you started 4 months ago, 5 months ago?
No, probably about 3
months. Awesome, man.
Yeah.
And so you found us through YouTube. You found training through YouTube. You found Potion. You found a group to trade with. That's awesome stuff. You were motivated similarly to how I got, interested in trading. I saw other people doing it and I was like, dude, I'm working my 9 to 5. Like, I can't, what do you mean these young kids are making all this money? What? And we wanted to make it out. So, tell me, what was your first big win? Like, what was your biggest win?
My biggest win was 44 soul, I believe, around 6 grand.
6 bands, just clicking buttons. 3 months. I don't even think I made that much in my first 3 months training, honestly. Congratulations on that. How long into your training was that? Was that recently, or was that early in?
That was actually recent, 2.5 weeks ago, I believe, 3 weeks ago. When I first started, I was down probably 5 bands before I started becoming profitable. And I have bad days, but most of the time I'm getting to the point where I'm damn near profitable every day. The more you do it, the more you see, the meta, know when to buy or what to buy, if the ticker's good, if it matches the picture. I mean, you just start to pick up on all these things that you guys talk about on stage. And then on top of everything else, I mean, it took me a while. Like I said, I lost probably about 4 or 5 grand, but I made that back in one trade. And then now, some days I'll make, 10, 20 soul in a day, and maybe 5 soul in a day. But either way, PSP, you'll learn that, when you trench. For anybody that's new, I'm still new. I've only 3 months. But yeah, man, that's pretty much where I'm at. Slowly becoming more and more profitable every day.
You seem like you have a good head on your shoulders for being only a couple months in trading. Congratulations on that big win, man. I mean, you got it right on the net. You hit the nail on the head. We make a little bit every day. We make sure we keep our risk as low as possible so that we're not losing what we make. And it seems like you're getting some good P&Ls. What was your biggest loss?
8 soul, I believe.
8 soul. So your biggest loss was only 8 soul. I say only because I've taken some demon losses on some dumb conviction. 8 soul. I mean, I would say that your risk management's solid, dude. You have really good risk management if you've only lost 8 soul on your biggest loss.
Yeah, but I mean, I think I was around when you lost Libra. I was around in the chats for all that, and I didn't lose nothing even close to what other people have lost. But still 8 soul stings.
Always. I mean, it was just exactly always the first to lose.
And what really sucks about trenching is sometimes your conviction can be there and the narrative can be there. It's just what the trenches want to push that day. So it sucks, but it is what it is.
Right. Awesome, man. So what would you say your biggest lesson is in trading? Like, what if, like, to reword that, if you could go back and tell yourself to speak to the person that you were 3 months ago and give them any tips to be better or make better decisions, what would be the one thing that you would say if you could only say one thing to yourself?
Don't get FOMO. If I don't believe in something, even though everybody's pushing it, if I'm not truly, convicted enough and think that it can run, then to just, on to the next. New pairs come out every 10 seconds. So I think that my biggest losses are because of FOMO. So
right. So and I think that's the biggest thing for most people is just the FOMO hurts us so bad. It hurts us so bad. And so is that what you currently struggle with the most, you think, FOMO, or is there anything else that gets you too? Is there anything that kind of you fall for more than you'd like?
Probably missing obvious centers, because I would say I get distracted, either like trying to do research or I'm not doing research fast enough. Like that's probably my biggest setback. Like a lot of people buy in and then do the research later, and like I don't do that because like my port's really not like healthy enough to do that. Like I'm not cupsy. So I would say that's my biggest thing is not, that's why I try to have Alpha Chat pulled up, when I'm on stage, and then I'm looking at CT tracker, and then I have so many different things going and not enough screens. I feel like that's my biggest.
I guess a good problem to be so strict that you don't buy everything and you miss senders if it's stopping you from making bad decisions. But as you get better, you can start kind of taking more risk because you have that intuition. You're like, wait, that's not really a risk. You have the intuition, you feel it, you think that's good from all your experience, right? And that kind of plays a big factor. So last question for the interview is what are some of your goals for the next month, next 3 months, 6 months, and even for the year of 2025?
Yeah, well, I mean, I really want to. Wow, that's such a loaded question, because I feel like I do have a lot of goals, but then when you think about it in the hindsight of things and how far this crypto can really take you and trenching, first and foremost, I want to retire my grandparents like comfortably. I don't really care about, sports cars or, none of that shit. No hate to anyone who does, but I say my biggest goals right now are just to become like really, really profitable, like 20 to 30 grand a month, just trenching. Cause I just love trenching. So I don't really think the monetary aspect will steer me away no matter how much I make. So I really just want to become more and more profitable, give back to the community, like hopefully join Potion one day. I already applied to my time zones. So waiting to hear back on that. But yeah, I really just want to be a part of the team and continue trenching and growing my port.
Hell yeah, man. Well, we love having people like you here in the community. It's a pleasure to be grinding and working towards, financial freedom for all of us. Obviously it's very hard for there to be people that work together when it's a PvP, everyone for themselves kind of battlefield, which I would consider, the trenches. But by working together, we can find the things that are PvE, as in the stance that, like, we find something that's so good, so many people will buy that all of us get to win because there'll be so much liquidity in it after the fact if we're early enough. And, that's kind of like where the teamwork goes into play. And just like also the big thing is just teaching each other, how to scan, how to find out what's good. So there's like you said, there's so many coins coming out all the time and so many different parts of the day, so many different time zones that, you really have to learn the skill so you can make the money, and you'll never be able to get successful in this industry if you're just copy trading or you're wallet tracking and just buying after. It's like learning the skill and mastering like the ability to understand like what drives market behavior, what kind of concept is something that's so strongly tied into like the human nature where they just need to purchase it within the confines of how our industry works. You just like buy it, right? And then you see it and it's simple to you because you do it all day, and that's the simplicity of it is what people get confused with. Is like sometimes they're like looking at the wallet tracker, they're looking at the market cap, they're looking at all these different things, and really it's just like if you oversimplify it to, is this something people think's crazy? If it's not, why'd you buy? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time. You're a valued member of the community, and I hope to see you leveling up every single day, and it's going to be exciting when this is all over. My goal, and the reason why I think being transparent and doing the right thing in this space is so important, is my goal is when this is all said and done, there's no more crypto trading, it all dies, and we all made the money that we can make, is that we just have a bunch of wealthy friends because we all just did it, and we didn't step on anybody's toes, and we didn't, put anybody down to get where we got. So when we're all successful together, it's like, okay, great, there's no bad blood, we can just enjoy it together. as opposed to the people who use other people as chips to get to the top. Those people will have no one when they're there. They'll be at the top alone, right? So I don't ever want to be in that position. That's why it's so cool to have such a nice community where we're growing together, man. So thank you for being a part of that. And nope, that's it for the first episode. We haven't named it yet. We'll come up with a name, don't worry. But for now, just know we're interviewing people that trade and we're making podcast videos about it. And this was the first one. See you guys later.